Welcome to the Watchdog Report. My name is Ed Ciffone, President of the United Taxpayers of Yorktown, the Yorktown Watchdog. This was a great sign that I got at a garage sale. And let me tell you folks that the United Taxpayers of Yorktown started in 1976, so it's 42 years we've been in effect. Mike Melillo was the first guy that started it. And in 1994, they had the $1 million mistake at the Yorktown School District. And the tax hike was 5.8, and then they came out with 16.4, was what was known as the $1 million mistake. So that's a little history of the United Taxpayers of Yorktown. Now, we accomplished something in 2017. Now, there's a new administration. Now, thanks to the members of the United Taxpayers and myself and the voters in Yorktown, changed the administration. Now we have Elon Gilbert as supervisor instead of Michael Grace. We have Alice Roker, councilwoman, instead of Greg Bernard. And we have Vishnu Patel, who won again. He's been in there 8 years. This is going to be starting his 9th year. So the majority switched now from the Republicans 4-1 to the Democrats 3-2. So let me start off like this. This is an article a while back that I never have a dull moment. Okay, and you see these two people here. That's Nick DiTomaso and John Monticelli. This shows when we went to a work session to try to get term limits. And the reason why is because 3 of the candidates ran on term limits. Once they got in, they didn't want term limits. Nick had passed away about 4 years ago, and John this year. Nick was 83, John was 86. So the major thing with the United Taxpayers of Yorktown, our mission was to lower taxes. So in 1996, it's probably the first time that the Yorktown School District budget was defeated. And that was good, because we didn't know about this tax rate until one of the residents in our town said, "What's going on here? Why is it instead of 5.8, 16.4? And the people from the school said, "We wouldn't understand it if we told you." Well, it's really crazy. So when I started, I got 75 people to come to the town. I got over 400 people to come to the Yorktown school board meeting. Everybody was kind of angry. The idea is to keep taxes low. And the reason for this is when the town supervisor, Aaron Bach, and the school board got together to try to conceal what happened. So that's how the United Taxpayers really started. And we've been active ever since. Now, at the last board meeting, I had told the new town board that I had 2 lawsuits against the town. And this is important because the members of the United Taxpayers who worked together to defeat Michael Grace by writing letters, actions, and everything else, it happened. So there was 2 brothers, Nick and Dave Wickowick, and they wrote a lot of letters, and there was a lot of other people wrote letters about the town. Now, let's go to the 2 lawsuits I have. It's mainly because I gave to the town board 2,633 signatures on a petition against the building of the new garage and moving it to the sewer plant. The Democrats used those names on the petition to get the Democrats elected. It's my understanding, I have a letter here too, saying that since you were against the moving of the garage, maybe you shouldn't vote for the Republicans. Okay. So the final result was they took over, and the last meeting of the board, you have to understand, they know they're going out, so they're making all these resolutions. Here's one. We know we're not going to build a garage anymore, I think, according to the Democrats. But at the last meeting, they took, for an architect, $120,000 out of the general fund. If it's not going to be done, why do that? And he also took a grant of $1 million if they build and move the garage. 10% would have to go from the public. So you always hear nothing's going to cost us anything. It always costs us something. And the other project we talked about the last time was the sports complex. It's not going to cost us anything because Spectra Oil gasoline company gave the town $4,600,000. But the final result is it looks like it's going to be $7 or $8 million to finish it off. And the only thing that's missing is the supervisor that was pushing it. Okay, so he's not there anymore. So I decided that that I would sue the town because at that last meeting or so, the 4 Republicans voted on to give Michael Grace $2,500 out of the surplus money for his defense lawyer that he needed. One, he wasn't a supervisor. His action wasn't a supervisor. Someone sued him in the grievance committee in Westchester County. So he needs money. Now my understanding is he needs more money, but there's no majority left of the Republicans. So I don't see him getting any more money. But he'll put in for it. He's that way. Well, let me just read you why I did that. See, I've got the press release. Okay. Well, this is from the town clerk. Now, I gave her the petitions of 2,633. It's open to the public. So then the Democrats took, on my understanding, 2,400 and sent letters out. Okay, here's the press release on the first lawsuit. On October 19, 2017, I commenced the taxpayers' lawsuit against the Yorktown Town Board. As President of the United Taxpayers of Yorktown, I am committed to preventing the town from improperly and imprudently spending taxpayers' money. This is precisely what the town board did as they attempted to by passing a resolution on October 3rd. Okay, so that's what they did. They took $2,500 and gave it to Michael Grace. So I got a lawyer, and now here's a funny situation about the lawyer. The lawyer is Mark Oxman. Now, we filed a suit, and then what happened is, in the interim, the Democrats won the election. So Mark wanted to be the attorney for the town. And since he had a lawsuit, he couldn't do that. So he decided to get me another lawyer, Ron Stokes. And I said it was okay. I said, I understand that he wants to be the town attorney. and my case is still going. So right now, it's in limbo. They gave him the $2,500, I think, while it was in litigation. Okay, so that's another hassle there. Because what's going to happen is, with the grievance lawsuit, it's going to cost them more than $25,000 for a lawyer. So we'll see what happens if we get any documentation on that. Now, the other thing was that at a work session, we were there, the United Taxpayers, and we had the petitions. And then I said that I don't want to see the town board retaliate against anybody on those petitions. And that's why I didn't hand it in at the time. But as soon as they started spending money, I think it was $36,000 for engineers to look at the moving of the garage. So I decided on October 24th, 2016. Now, you got to understand that it's not easy to do what I do in front of the town boards and the school boards, and retaliation happens. So I decided to put a lawsuit against the town. First, I went to Michael McDermott, the town attorney. And my problem was they hired 6 guys to do my job when I was in the hospital. And then when I came back, they hired the guys and they make more money than I do. So I went to the town attorney and says, listen, why don't I just get equal pay? And I've been there 26 years. These guys make more time to work and they get paid more than I do. So he wrote a whole letter saying that I wasn't being discriminated against. He gave me the forms. I filled out the forms. He said the forms were no good. So then I had to go to the New York State Division of Human Rights. Now, this is a letter they sent me, determination after investigation. Okay. On 7/10/2017, Ed Ciffone filed a verified complaint to the New York State Division of Human Rights, charging the above respondents with an unlawful discrimination practice related to employment because of age and disability in violation of New York State human rights law. So my lawsuit was against the town. Now, this is important because now I'm waiting for a hearing. After investigation, the division has determined that it has jurisdiction in this matter and that probable cause exists to believe that the respondent has engaged in or engaged in unlawful discrimination practice. So it just says that the Division of Human Rights will give me a lawyer to fight this case sometime in the near future. Now, at the last board meeting, attorney for the town, McDermott, said he's going to resign. And he's going to be out by February 2nd. So I don't know what's going to happen. Who's going to take his place? They voted on that at the last board meeting, Oxman Company. Ed Lackerman, the Republican, complained about it last minute, conflict of interest, all this stuff. So that's what's happening with me. And you have to understand that when I do this stuff, sometimes it affects my health, sometimes it affects my income, and I'm just not going to, you ever hear this? I'm not going to just take it anymore. That's why I did this. Michael Grace, He did whatever he wanted. He didn't care about the citizens. Now, in December, they had the budget. Now, I sent a letter to the town board because I go there every year. Well, listen to this. I am writing this letter because I feel I do not want to waste my time at the hearing on the 2018 budget. For more than a decade, I have studied the budgets and showed the board members how to lower taxes. The supervisor has joined together at a public hearing on the budget and the town business meeting at the same time at 6 o'clock. So we used to have hours to go over line by line. So now he just stuck it all at one meeting. So he wouldn't have to hear anything. Now, this is important. In this year's budget, there's a 22% surplus of unassigned monies in the fund balance, in the general fund. Okay, in dollars, that's $10,720,000 just in the surplus of the general fund alone. Because of the high taxes in the last 5 years of 17.1%, plus now in 2018, 2.8%, it's now almost 20%. We have many empty buildings in our town, the town property owners owing over $5.4 million in back taxes. So if you add the 10.7, the 4.5, if you add all that, that's a lot of millions of dollars, okay? Now, the thing is, we should be getting a check soon because the tax levy is $30,496,346, almost the same as last year. So what it is, if we stay under the cap, we will get a check from the state. I think it's from the town and one from the school. I think that's what we got the last time. The supervisor shows no compassion to his residents of this town by raising taxes every year, such a high surplus. Supervisor Grace lies to himself as well as the taxpayers when he states he's never raised taxes. So when he came into office in 2012, it was a $49 million budget, and now it's $57 million. This year his spending has increased $1,421,445 for last year. Don't raise tax. This is why the letter. Don't raise taxes your last year as supervisor. Go out with a good note and help our neighbors to stay in the great town of Yorktown. So, no matter what we do or what we say over the last years, and another guy, Don Roberts, I appreciate his help in all the times that the budget's going line by line. There's so much fluff in there. And then now, at the last board meeting, now, you would make a decision. Say you're supervisor in the town. Okay, you're going to have a secretary in your office. And the one that left made $75,000, Mary. Okay, the new person coming in is going to make $85,000. It took 6 years for Mary to get $75,000 to do what she does. So now they just passed a resolution that the new person is going to start at $85,000. So we know over the past, Michael Grace, I talked about complaining about the raises for the police chief that was going out. He was making $135,000. Then he raised his $30,000. So his last year, his retirement is based on $165,000. Then we have a new guy. That was Danny McMahon. Now we got a new guy named Bob Noble. He was a lieutenant. He was making $130,000 a year. So his new salary is $165,000. So what happened is, it's like a domino effect. You ever hear that? If they got that high, then the lieutenants go next and then go all the way down to the patrolman. So it's almost an $8 billion or more budget for the police. But in the years now, it's really funny how 5 heads of the department left. And we don't know why they left exactly. But when you find out where they went to and they get paid more money, it makes no sense why the town, that's the right time to give people raises to keep them there if they're doing a good job. But I know it's probably more than that, the reasons why they left. So the budget, let's see, the budget, the 2 lawsuits. Oh, yeah, I was at a town board meeting when Grace came into office. He said he wanted to do a few things. And I took those 5 things and I says, well, if he wants it, I'm going to push for it. So the first thing was, there was a building at Trump Residences that they wanted to get rid of it. The people lived there. Grace didn't want to do it. Finally, after many arguments, and he was going to get sued by the people who lived there, he took the building down. Now, the next thing was, there was an old farm at Granite Knolls that was falling down and was dangerous. So we got him to remove that there, and that was good. And we had him also at Holland Sports Club. All the dirt was contaminated. Now, Bishop Bernal took it to the DEP. The DEP says you got to remove all that stuff. So they did all that. Okay. The other one was Shallow Creek Golf Course. The guy sold it, gave it to the town, and we lost $35,000 in taxes. He got somebody to take it over and was going to fix the restaurant there and do the 9-hole golf course again, but he passed away. So that stopped. So the reason why I'm saying this is the one he didn't take care of. The Yorktown, in Yorktown, so Town of Ridge Association. Now, since 2008, they haven't paid taxes. They try to resolve it all different ways, but now it's $113,417.17. And now, don't forget, folks, this probably show after the 31st of January. You have to pay your school taxes. So we're going to find out maybe next month if there's more people owe more money in back taxes, or the town will go after these people. Listen, it's not mean to go after these people. There's a system and a law saying, listen, if you owe taxes for 2 years, we're going to tell you that you better pay the taxes up, or in a year, we're going to foreclose. So they haven't done that. And this Sultana Pool, if they took it over as parkland, it would take 2 years. And what that means is they wouldn't have to pay any more school tax on it and no more county taxes on it. But they haven't done that. All they have to do is fill it, and that'll be that. All right, so listen, the United Taxpayers, we've been around a long time. So we have a new vice president, George Hansen. Oh, Dan is filming this. He's our treasurer and my videographer. I really appreciate it because we've been going mobile. Today we did it at our house because it's pretty cold out there. But we've seen how we went to where Costco was supposed to come, never came. Now Lowe's is in there, so I'm hoping that's working out okay. There was a big hole in front of, right in the center of town at a gas station. The town attorney did something with the owners. They filled it up. So we did a lot of things. Then we went around showing how many empty buildings there are for businesses. So I'm hoping that they have a committee to look at these businesses and how we can fill these stores up. There's been a couple now at the mall. Let's hope for the best. The main thing that I always said, that big and small business has to work. The people who own the business pay taxes. The people that work there pay taxes, and then the country will be all right. And speaking about the country, I believe economically the country is doing really good. I don't know who has money at the stock market, but it's the highest it's ever been. Unemployment's the lowest it's ever been. There are so many people working now, and every time you hear a new company coming into the United States from somewhere, either Mexico or Europe, they want to have the workers here. So everything looks, and as a veteran, the Veterans Administration is overhauled, and I just hope that today they pass a budget for the United States of America and not closing it down, because we have to have the United States working all together. Now, I've seen over the past, now, the United Taxpayers, it's a nonpartisan organization. I'm a Republican, many guys are Democrats and Republicans, and we all work for the same goal, is to lower taxes. I don't understand why the United States Congress can't work together. I mean, when you never vote for anything that the president says, it's really bad. Again, this is the people of the United States. We have to live here. We have to be proud of our nation. And as a veteran, I don't hear too much about ISIS anymore. It looks like they liberated one of the countries by using the United States military. So there's so many good things happening. And I just wish that you could hear all the good instead of all the bad. All right, I want to thank you for listening. If you want to watch the United Taxpayers Watchdog Report, go on, if you have cable, Channel 74 at 9 a.m. Saturday mornings, 9:30 p.m. on Mondays, or Wednesdays at 4:30. Or if you want to go on the internet and go on YouTube, Ed Ciffone's videos, you'll see I've been doing this for 9 years. There's a lot of videos and a lot of information from a lot of good people. We also have a website, yorktownopengov.org, .net. We changed that. And look, there's a lot of information on there. So if you're not busy, just go on it, yorktownopengov.net. All right, so I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any concerns, give me a call at 245-1018. There's a lot of issues in the town. We can only do so much. And the United Taxpayers are out there to help you fight to lower taxes. Thank you for watching. Good night.